Hola alumnos, ahora estudiamos el verbo tener. La información para esta lección está en las páginas 72 y 73. The verb tener, just like the verb ser, is what we would consider an irregular verb. So far we have studied how to conjugate the verb ser as well as regular AR, ER, and IR verbs. So today we are going to focus on the verb tener. When we have the verb tener, we must first know that tener means to have. So when we are using tener, we are going to be able to use it in 3 different instances. Let's first study how to conjugate the verb tener. In the yo form, decimos tengo. Tú tienes. Él, ella, usted tiene. Nosotros tenemos. Vosotros tenéis. Ellos, ellas, ustedes tienen. Muy bien. Now let's take a look at los usos del verbo tener. How can we use the verb tener in various ways in Spanish? For right now, we want to make sure that we know how to use the verb, or we know that we will use the verb tener in 3 different situations. La primera instancia con el verbo tener is if we want to identify possession. For example, Ana tiene 3 perros. We will use the verb, the conjugation tiene, because Ana is in our 3rd person singular form. Yo tengo un gato. We are using the conjugation tengo because the subject of our sentence, el sujeto de la oración, es yo. The second instance in which we would use the verb tener is to indicate age. In Spanish, when we want to tell age, or we want to say that someone is a particular age, we will use the verb tener. For example, Ignacio y Marco son gemelos, meaning Ignacio y Marco are twins. Ellos tienen 13 años. We will use tienen for this example because the subject of our sentence, or the subjects of our sentence, are Ignacio y Mario, 2 personas, so we refer to them as ellos. Finally, we will use the verb tener in certain expressions. En español, para decir to be hot, decimos tener calor. Notice that when we are using the expression tener calor, and we are referring to the fact that someone is hot, notice that even though we're talking about temperature, we're saying that someone is hot. We are not talking about weather conditions. We'll discuss that in Spanish too. For right now, tener calor refers to a person feeling hot. To be successful, tener éxito. To be cold, tener frío. To be hungry, tener hambre. To be in a hurry, tener prisa. To be right, tener razón. To be thirsty, tener sed. To be sleepy, tener sueño. Muy bien. So, practice using these new conjugations and this new verb tener. And until next time, nos vemos.